Strawberry stained fingertips, chain smoking binge, watching Netflix, bike grease in my hair, blood on your jeans, blisters on her feet, a huge grin full of teeth. The California drug, the smell after the thunderstorm that knocked the power out. Sweat sucks up my handlebars, I wanna die with all my scars. If they don't like the way we are, then fuck 'em. And I stayed up, chain smoking in the kitchen till you got home, and the curtains were on fire. Fuck, I'm sorry you feel all alone with the TV blasting shadows on my face. Hitching back to the apartment, it was such a lonely place. I place my head between my knees and think, do you ever have nights like these? So separated from my sense of self and the shit you keep up on your bookshelf.
Hey, so apologies in advance for the audio of this video. It got a little bit fucked up by the wind. It was just a little bit too windy, much windier than I expected it would be. So yeah, the first couple minutes are going to be a bit rough on the old eardrums. Maybe don't listen to this one with headphones on. And I did edit some of the particularly bad parts. I dubbed them over with some really awkward ADR. So yeah, this one kind of sucks. I will be sure to get myself an external microphone so this doesn't happen again the next time I decide to film outside. Thank you.
What's up, guys? Sorry if I sound a little nature. I've been outside lately, and, you know, getting all this fresh air, just freeing my mind. There's one thing I cannot stop thinking about, and it's the things that I do when I'm inside the other 99% of the time. As an avid media content enjoyer, a consumer of sorts, I find it incredibly frustrating to deal with weekly release schedules. Nothing really gets my goat like having to watch one episode of something, wait an entire week for the next one to come out, and then immediately watch that one, gobbling it all up before you know it, I have nothing else to do. I have nothing left to consume. How am I going to fill up my fat belly with all these wonderful shows and media contents if I don't have anything left? And you know, there's been a lot of discourse around this on the internets. I see it on the social medias. Everyone talking about why they're glad that weekly releases are making a comeback. Because for a while there, during the rise of streaming, like Netflix and Hulu and whatnot, we had the binge format introduced, where they would release an entire season of a show all in one day, and you could just watch it at your own pace. If you want to watch the whole thing in a single day, you're free to do that. If you want to pace yourself and maybe watch it once a day, or like a couple episodes a week, whenever you have the time, you could do that too, and you could keep up with it however you want it.
Some people tell me they don't prefer this format because of a few different reasons I'm going to go over, and why I think they're stupid bullshit garbage.
Okay, so first of all, people like to tell me it's better when a show comes out one episode at a time, because that gives more people more time to discuss it, and we can, you know, all gather together on social media and hypothesize and theorize about what's going to happen next, what's going to happen in the next episode. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about discussion on social media, because everybody on social media is horrible people. They're all... I've never given the slightest fuck about what some stranger on Twitter thinks about the new episode of X-Men or whatever. If I want to discuss a show with somebody, I'm gonna talk to my friends. I don't need to go online and post about it to win a bunch of fictional internet points. I don't care about that shit. I don't need to feed my ego. I want to watch the show so I can appreciate it as a work of art and share that love for the art with my friends.
The other thing about social media that is turbo ass cheeks are the spoilers. Literally, the day an episode comes out, people are posting spoilers because they want clout. They love getting attention, they love the clicks.
They love seeing the numbers go up and posting a big fat spoiler saying, oh my god, can't believe this finally happened in the new episode. Yeah, they'll post a picture. They don't even, they tell you, oh, you don't like spoilers, well then you shouldn't go on social media. Or worse yet, they post spoilers completely untagged, uncensored, and with none of the fucking keywords I muted in the post. Just says, oh my gosh, and it's a picture of the biggest plot twist ever. Just get completely spoiled. For, oh my god, I can't believe Walter White died this week. Shut the fuck up. I hate you. Another reason why people argue that weekly releases are better is because if all of it drops in one day, everybody talks about it for like a week, and then they move on to the next thing, and no one talks about it, and the discussion is completely just non-existent. That is demonstrably false. That is not true. That does not fucking happen. If a show comes and goes, and everyone forgets about it, it's because they were supposed to. It's because it didn't leave a cultural impact because it didn't have to. No one talked about season 4 of Stranger Things because Stranger Things is slop. You're supposed to watch it while kind of looking at your phone through like half of it, and you're supposed to move on. It's not that deep. You know, some of the best like TV shows, anime, like manga, comic books, whatever, people will still talk about it to this day. If it mattered, if it was good, if it was important, everyone's going to keep talking about it because they love the thing and can't stop thinking about it. If they stop thinking about it after a week, still, that's not our fault. And this is more of a personal query, but I just personally, it just ruffles my feathers having to wait a week between every single release. Like, let's say, like, the only way to avoid spoilers or whatever, like, I just have to watch it the second it comes out, the day it comes out. I have to keep up. I don't want to see spoilers every fucking time. But then that sucks too, because I am a dummy. I have big doo-doo brain. I have poopy doo-doo shit brain, and I cannot remember a single fucking thing that happened a week ago. I don't remember what I ate for breakfast this morning. How the fuck am I going to remember what happened in a show a whole week ago? Worse yet, if it's like a comic book or like a monthly like manga series, I have to wait an entire month. I just read like 30 pages in one sitting, and I have to catalog all of that in my long-term memory, because a month from now I'm going to have to continue picking up this story where it left off, and I have to somehow remember every single little thing that's going on, because the story is just playing out like it's clearly designed for you to read it all at once. But when you're not reading it all at once, you forget things. You forget there's gaps in your knowledge, little details. Fuck. What was I saying? Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I was on the point about how I can't remember anything that happened between like a month or a week of a show. I literally just lost my train of thought while making that point. So it just goes to show that I have Alzheimer's. And it's not just that, it's also like the emotional experience of keeping up with something versus binging it and watching the whole thing at once. When I read a manga, every time I just decide to sit down and read through a whole series in one go, I have the best fucking time of my life. And you know what happens when I think to myself, oh, I'm gonna go online and see what other people said about this chapter, because it was such a good chapter and I want to know what people said about it. It's everyone bitching and moaning and complaining because they fucking hate the release schedule too. They just don't know it. They aren't aware that all of the pacing problems are actually problems with the pacing of the release and not with the art itself. And they're just constantly waiting and theorizing and hoping, but getting their hopes up like, oh man, I can't wait for this thing to happen. It's totally gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen soon. And then you wait 5 fucking months and the story ends and none of the things you wanted to happen, and you're just extremely pissed off because you spent so much time hoping. You see, 3 months of hoping leads to decades of coping. You're hoping. You're coping. I'm a scientist. And, you know, the inverse opposite to that you could say is, well, sure, I spent a long time being invested in the thing, but, like, when it's good, when you're not upset and you're not complaining, that makes it so much better. When it takes longer to get the story, it's drip-fed to you over a long period of time. It gives you more time to get emotionally invested, and then when it hits really hard, you feel it that much harder. And I agree. That's why when I binge my favorite shows, I don't just watch them one time. My relationship and my emotional investment builds over time because I continue to experience it again and again. I share it with friends so that they can see it for the first time, and I can experience it for the first time again through their eyes. And that is an invaluable experience that everyone should have because it's so fucking fun. And to that, you might say, well, I don't have any friends to share my favorite shows to. I wouldn't be a fucking weeaboo otaku loser living in my bedroom closet if I had friends to watch things with. I'd be going outside and doing that. And that's why this video is being filmed outside. This is the Touch Grass video. This is the Touch Giga Grass video. This is the beginning of a new sub-series of vlogs where I'm going to go outside and touch grass for you. Hello, I am the grass critic. I touch it so you don't have to. Okay, now get a shot of me touching the grass. Getting this? I did it! Oh, the cops are coming. Let's get the fuck out of here. Gonna get arrested for trespassing.